Okay, so I'm going to define economic cost, and then this should be in the background of all your thinking about economics going forward, because economists don't use cost in the way that accountants will use cost. Okay, the cost of a decision is more than just the explicit cost, is more than just the dollar sign behind it. It also builds in the cost of things that you could have done with that opportunity, i.e. your opportunity cost. Okay. So formally, we define economic cost to be your true cost. Economic and true costs are used interchangeably to be your explicit cost plus your opportunity cost. So going back to the example I'd said in the recap slide about your opportunity cost of going on a date, right? You have 5 potential dates. You choose one lucky person to go on the date or one unlucky person to go on the date. Let's say the next person was let's say number 2 was your next best option. Okay. So you go on the date, you pay $100 on the date, right? That is your explicit cost. Okay. But also you have an opportunity cost. What is your opportunity cost? Is the best of the foregoing options, the utility you would have gotten from going on that second date. So let's say you would have gotten, you went on a date, you spent $100, you would have gotten the equivalent of $70 utility from the date that you didn't go on. The opportunity cost would be $70. Your willingness to pay to go on that date would be $70, which is tricky territory. I don't really like that language for this particular scenario, but fair enough. You're willing to pay $70 to go on that date. So that's your opportunity cost, $70. And your explicit cost of going on the first date is $100. So your true cost of the first date, of going on that date, is $100 explicit cost, $70 opportunity cost, so $170. Okay, let's use a better example. Or I should say a less controversial example. Okay, or maybe more controversial example. So let's say you're a real estate developer. You got a lot of real estate in your name, and you're deciding whether to continue running for office, or continue with real estate, or making a run for office. Okay. You would make $100 million if you continued building. So let's say in the future, like 4 years, your net projects would give you $100 million. Okay. If you run for office, you'd get $350 million in bribes or whatever, or utility of being in charge. Okay. So $350 million is what you would be willing to pay for the office. Your total utility from being in office. It doesn't necessarily have to be your salary from the office. It could be your utility from being in charge or doing something good or whatever. Okay, so you make $350 million, or you're willing to pay $350 million for that office. That's your utility running for office. But election funds would cost you $100 million. Okay, so that's your explicit cost, $100 million. What is the cost of running for office? The true economic cost of running for office is $100 million in explicit cost plus your opportunity cost of $100 million. So your true economic cost is $200 million. Okay, what is the profit from running for office? Well, it's the utility you get from running for office, $350 million, minus your true cost, which is $200 million. So 350 minus 200 is 150. Okay, so your economic profit is $150 million.